Welcome to Pitch It Good.
Hello.
How you doing, Paul?
I'm very well.
Fucking hell. What's going on?
Every week. I'm good.
You seen any films?
I see loads of films, but I'm gonna give you a quick fire round review of every film I've seen. Not every single film I've seen. We haven't got a guest.
10-hour show. Just
I saw The Wild Robot.
The Wild Robot.
Yeah, which is quite new at the moment. That was absolutely brilliant. I saw The Holdovers, which is a Christmas film from last year, which is again fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Add that to your Christmas list. And I saw M. Night Shyamalan's Trap, which might be one of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's plot hole galore. I loved every second of it.
Plot hole galore sounds like a James Bond girl.
Like the premise really quickly is that there's a serial killer they want to catch and they want to trap him. So they try to trap him at like a gig with thousands of children. It just seems wildly dangerous.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was
absolutely terrible.
Really, really bad. But Josh Hartnett is brilliant.
I don't know who that is.
Have you seen any films?
Yeah, I watched I went a bit arty actually. I went a bit arty. I watched
Read a book.
I watched Ghostbusters 2.
The original Ghostbusters 2 or the?
Oh yeah, none of the other ones.
Yeah.
No, just that one.
The classic.
Yeah, spooky. That's my review.
Spooky. Is that your Halloween?
Yeah.
That's as scary as you'll go.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2. I like the River of Ooze.
Why am I from Sheffield?
That's just how you speak.
Well, Paul, obviously you've watched a lot of films, but what else have you been up to this week?
I got called up for jury service.
Okay.
In a very peculiar case.
Okay.
And the key witness, they brought out an exhausted Bichon Frise.
Bichon Frise.
And they put him on the stand. They woke him up and he was chatting absolute shit.
Okay.
So I called an end to the proceed and I said, no, I won't let sleeping dogs lie.
You piece of shit. I don't think this has got much legs in it.
No.
like that dog.
Sort of.
So what are you gonna? How much did you make?
Like 50 quid, I don't know.
50
Yeah,
quid,
50,
yeah.
50 British pounds.
£50. And what do you want to do with that money, Paul?
Let's make a movie.
Like we do every single week. We're going to invest in a film idea that, and obviously we're not ideas men. We're not even, we're barely humans.
Yeah, I'm really rubbish at making up the idioms for how we made movies. Yeah. It's funny when you do it.
So we've brought in a comedian to pitch us their artistic vision. And we've got one of the funniest, Mr. Ricky McCormack.
Thank you so much for having me here today. It is an absolute treat.
Wow.
I'm surprised to learn that you are paid for your jury service in this country.
Oh,
I don't think you are.
yeah, you are.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
My word. Justice does come cheap then.
It's cheap and boring.
Have you done it?
No.
Oh.
No, I remember my mum got called up. Oh, my dad got called up for jury duty, and it was 2 ice cream men fighting over a patch. Oh, brilliant! How you been, Ricky?
Cold case, was it?
Oh yes!
Hey, now we're going.
Play the outro music.
Yeah, that we're gonna peak. How you been, Rick? Are you all right?
Very good. Unemployed at the moment, looking for work, so I spend a lot of my time pottering around Sainsbury's. I've gone to all the large supermarkets in my area, and I've ruled out Tesco because it doesn't have a large enough selection, and I ruled out Lidl because it's full of really weird people.
Yeah. Even Aldi. I tried that, and
I went to an Aldi. I went to the Aldi up in Dalston once, and there were no baskets around, so I saw an empty one and went to grab it, and then a woman came back with like some mackerel or something. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? It's my basket! It's my basket!" I was like, "I'm sorry." And I was like, "Get it!" And like screaming at me. And then like one of the staff came over and was like, "Oh, don't worry, hold on." And like gave me a basket and was like, "Don't worry about them. The people who shop here are freaks."
That's Aldi, everybody. Yeah. Shopping for freaks.
Waking up every day, brushing your teeth with just that thought of like, I'm going to deal with a collection of freaks today.
Well, welcome here, because I'm glad that we've added to your day of freaks. And Rick, you've come in to pitch us a movie.
I am Jim, you know me. I hope that isn't breaking kayfabe. But my background is theatre. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Drama and Theatre. And so I've achieved pretty much all you can achieve in the realm of theatre, which is very little.
Theatre, the film of the stage.
Very little.
I can't believe we got this far without that coming out.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Rick. So you're gonna pitch us a film. Where is this movie set?
Our movie is set in sunny tropical Argentina.
Argentina.
Or
okay.
is it, you might say? That will be a serious question of the piece.
oh, okay, right. So we've got a potential twist already. Nice.
Twist, conflict, we might say.
I just said nice into a microphone.
That's the kind of energy I like from people I'm asking for money.
Oh, nice.
50 quid, mate. 50 quid. Okay, right. So, and when is this set?
This movie is set in 1982.
1982. Very specific.
Interesting.
Okay, 1982. And so we've got when, and what is the genre?
The genre, we're going to do a bit of a cross blend of genres here.
Oh, we love
I
a
would
cross
say what we're overarchingly, this is a love story.
Oh.
This is at its simplest core, it's a love story between two people looking for a lot in life, but ultimately love. And we'll figure out in this journey whether they find it or not.
Oh God, you look so smug. I'm worried. I'm worried it's going to come.
On top of that, though, there's a little more to it as well. There's a bit of slapstick in it. It has a bit of Carry On, a bit of Dad's Army, Last of the Summer Wine energy mixing in there.
Oh,
I haven't seen any of these properties, but I feel from seeing small amounts of them on the internet that this is the general vibe.
Okay, so we've got a Dad's Army / love story cross.
Yes, and some serious action towards the end, almost to a point where anyone involved with it will almost find it offensive that it's such a tonal shift. But the quality of the work is so good that it will be forgiven.
It's quite a genre.
We don't often get the reactions pitched with this as well. People will forgive me.
Okay, right. So how do we open this film?
We open a shot in a beautiful, stunning vista of Buenos Aires. We are finding ourselves in a mountaintop and we see beautiful wind blowing through the flowers.
We see the wind.
We see the wind.
Oh.
All the colors of the wind. I see you've never been to the southern hemisphere, Jim.
I haven't actually.
The wind has colors and the toilet flows in the opposite direction.
I read that was false the other day. It was in a pub quiz.
Fake
I didn't read
news.
it. Okay, right. So we're in Buenos Aires, and it's sunny, and we can see the wind. And carry on. Sorry.
We open up on our hero of the piece, Ben Smithington.
Smithington.
Ben Smithington. And who's Ben played by?
Ben is played by, what we want to capture here in our essence is a sort of rakish, wistful British character. Ben, he's a member of the Foreign Office. He's traveling to Argentina using some of his privileges here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, perhaps a younger Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
We have the majesty of the time machine here, do we?
Yes,
Of course,
we do,
yeah,
yeah.
you can use a time machine.
Okay, in that case, I will cast the guy who plays Puck from Glee before he downloads all those images.
You enjoyed that reference.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know.
I know what he did.
Puck from Glee?
No.
No.
I don't want anything to do with him. Or let the dead rest.
Yeah.
I'm crossing that out.
No. I want to stick with our young Ray Fiennes. We're talking English patient level Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes. Do you know that?
Or as we'd say in Ireland, Ralph.
So, we've got Ralph. Okay, right. So we open with our hero. What's he doing?
He is there on this beautiful vista with a beautiful young woman, his partner. We can tell that straight away. His besotted looks to her. She has the elegance and grace and beauty of a woman, but also the kind of look that when we look at her as an audience think she probably seems quite difficult.
I thought you say the looks and charm of a woman and the strength of a human bear.
I think we should have the strength of a bear.
Yeah, she has the strength of a bear.
Strength of a bear. She's quite a difficult bear.
Yeah, a difficult bear, a grumpy bear.
Paddington.
Uncontrollable around salmon.
Whatever salmon beers.
Just a lust that's uncontrollable.
Just sees a river and is like, I need to go over there.
Every morning.
Cool. Okay, right. So, what's her name?
Let's have her played by, let's say Lily James.
Lily James. And what's the character's name?
Her name is Elizabeth Victoria.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, but her friends call her Lizzie.
Okay, it's a Lizzie
Lizzie Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah, Lizzie Vicky.
Lizzie Vicky. We're going to shut this down. It's just going to be
Lizzie Vicky.
Lizzie Vicky.
That's so like, yeah. Okay.
Sounds like a 70s band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. So we got Lizzie. I got Victor. I've written that wrong.
Victor.
Adding a somewhat Slavic chant on it.
My beautiful Ben.
Nice weather down here in Argentina.
Oh, where's my salmon? I don't know. That was
I
Dracula.
hunger.
All right, let's stop this for the three people. Let's continue to listen. All right, okay, right. So we've got Lizzie Victoria. She's Strength of the Bear, and then she's walking on the beach with Ben Smithington.
Yes, and now we're gonna fire through some exposition here in a brief dialogue that will set us up for the kickoff of our film here. So she's looking somewhat disinterested, but saying, "Oh, Ben, it's delightful that you managed to get us down here. It really does help to have a man in the Foreign Office." Yes, my dear. Well, I've always told you I wanted to give you the world. I'm afraid Britain isn't in that position anymore, but I was able to take you to Argentina. And it's like, yes, it's lovely. It's not as lovely as you. Ben, you don't have to say that. It's like, I mean it. He gets down on one knee, pulls out a ring, and he proposes to her right there.
Oh, wow.
To which she says, "Oh, Ben, I'm sorry." No. Cut to, he starts crying.
Oh.
And he says, "How could today get any worse?" Smash cut. A fleet of Argentinian military vessels is cutting its way through the waves. Because it's not just 1982, it's April 4th, 1982. The date where the Argentinian military junta invades the Falklands.
Even though they're in Buenos Aires.
These two are in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
The military exhibition is, they've left from the southern coast.
Oh, okay.
The closest port. Los Portos de Sarte.
Is it like is this like a bawdy, like, how could my day get any worse?
Yeah, it's like, could anything worse possibly happen this day? So, we have this military fleet coming in, and then we cut to idyllic shots of the Falklands. It's more Britain than Britain itself. There's a Union Jack flying over the post box. The post boxes are an even redder shade of red. There's a farmer gently petting the sheep, and they're blissfully bleating away. They're so happy, like, bah, bah. There are people in the pub. They're having pints of real ale. There's a man who looks like Jim Broadbent who just gets a steaming hot pie put in front of him, and you can see him licking his lips and going, "Ooh, right." There'll be a series of regional accents across everyone. It's irrelevant what they sound like in the Falklands.
Yeah, I don't know what the accent is there.
Paradise.
We cut to we're in the governor's house. He's there with his wife. They're just about to have a Sunday roast.
Oh.
Or, if it's not a Sunday, just a less fancy roast. No Yorkshire puds. A roast dinner.
A classic Tuesday roast.
Yeah.
What would be in a Tuesday roast?
Monkfish.
Salmon if Vicky got away.
Tuesday roast. Okay, right. So we've got a Tuesday roast, which is a lesser roast.
Tuesday roast. And as we got these idyllic scenes, it cuts. These are all interrupted as a brash of young, arrogant, angry militarian Argentinians start bursting through. The sheep get loose and start running away. They open fire into them. And so saying, "No!"
Are the sheep saying that?
No, this is it. This is just a Falklandian.
Oh, a
Falklander.
Falklander.
Falky, as we'll call them.
The sheep are always the first casualties of war.
Okay.
They're bursting into the pub. They're smacking down pints of ale. They put an Argentinian flag in the man's pie. A little tear drips down his eye onto it. They come to the governor's house. The men burst in. He's like, "What the hell is going on here?" They make a line up. We start seeing more and more uniformed officers coming in. They've got loads of braids, medals. They've got long, they've got the dark sunglasses, cattle prods that are in their hands. It's the full military junta fascista vibe. And in walks their Generalissimo, the commander, Generalissimo Junta, the general of the junta himself.
Who's he played by?
He is played by the guy who plays the guy who plays the one Hispanic agent in Narcos.
Oh yeah, I know him. I was going to put Narcos man.
Yeah. I wrote the name.
That's racist.
I wrote the name. I wrote the name down so we can maybe recut me saying it correctly.
Yeah. Oh, we don't edit this.
We don't edit this at all.
Neither of us learn how to edit.
Well, glad I made all those comments about David Jason before we started.
While you're looking that up, no pie for me, Argentina.
That's brilliant.
I'll tell you who'd love that joke. The Generalissimo, played by Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
You were thinking of Pedro Pascal. He's like the most famous actor in the world.
Well, you gave me a knowing nod. You both gave me a knowing nod saying yes, and so obviously it's not as obvious.
He wasn't in Breaking Bad, was he?
No, but I said Narcos.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what he said.
No, I do not know the name of the guy that we're thinking of now from Breaking Bad, but I
Sorry,
did see him in a restaurant in Amsterdam.
We only reference films from Netflix, everybody. Netflix, the streaming service for that film. Right, okay.
For shagging? I don't know.
Yeah. Just chill. Okay, so so we've got Pedro Pascal is playing Generalissimo Junta.
Yes.
Okay, and he comes into the pub.
He comes in. No, he's in the general's manor. He's in the governor of the islands.
Yeah.
manor.
Mansion. Yeah.
He's in his mansion. He comes to him and says to him like, "Senor, I won't do the accent, even though I could do it perfectly, which would mean it's not racist. I won't. Lest we get lost in it. Lest to make people feel uncomfortable, because perhaps they're racist and don't want to hear an Argentinian accent."
This is the description of the show. So
I was going to say, you've clearly not heard before, because we won't have a single good accent done on the show. They will be piss poor or average at best.
Well, the example that you gave me had somebody it seemed more appropriate to drop some Jamaican accents in a way that if I did it, I think I would get some sort of fallback for it, even if I was very good at it.
But there is a line.
Not that I know, never tried. So, let me put away this beer can and.
okay.
All right. So we're in the first 3 minutes. And the Generalissimo says, "Senor, we've captured your island. This is now property of Argentina. Your people are Argentinian. Surrender to me," and puts out his hand to shake it. And he says, "I will not shake your hand." And he says to him, "Wow, not very British, is it, sir?" "I don't think it's particularly good manner to come and take a man's country." To which he says, "You've enough practice."
Oh.
Then cattle prods start firing up. We see the little electric bit at the start, and then it blacks out within, the hint that he's been.
Oh wow.
So, bam. Cut to footage.
Like Bordy like right up the arse. And he's like, "Whoa!" Yeah, we can do a comment. We can do a silly cut.
So now, smash cut. We've loads of newspaper reels. Falklands invaded. Argy bargy into British territory. Like all these different headlines from there. The smash cut to bam. We're in the war room. It's Thatcher. It's a load of grizzled old boys, browbeaten with their thick glasses and their brown suits, who made up her cabinet.
Smoke, whiskey.
Yeah, and an excellent opportunity for cameo actors to play our Margaret Thatcher part there.
Yeah, who's that?
My mind goes to people who've already played Margaret Thatcher. So let's big up someone else who I think is in the wheelhouse. Let's go for Zoe Wanamaker.
I was going to say Jeff Goldblum.
I'm thinking of you. I think you'd be a great.
John
Thatcher.
Lithgow was so good at Churchill.
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow in a wig.
We're in. We're doing it. John Lithgow in a wig playing
Not even attempting to do the accent, just in his own voice.
a fuming Margaret Thatcher.
We've got to get Argentina under our control.
This woman's not for turning.
Okay.
That's John Lithgow.
You got to make your mouth a perfect circle. That's John Lithgow.
He's here, folks. Okay, so we got Margaret Thatcher and all of her crony politicians.
Yeah.
Sitting around. I mean, like, we're angry. Not motorboating.
Yeah.
It is Bordy, isn't it?
Okay. And what conclusions do they come up to?
She
Obviously,
smacks.
we know.
All right. He is going to do the Margaret Thatcher voice.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
That was spectacular.
I don't need any more arguing. We need a plan. Have we got anything that we can do? The task force will be there in 3 weeks, and if we don't do something, there will be bloodshed on our hands. Is there anything we can do? Someone else, like, there's no one on the ground. All of our diplomats were expelled. We've no one down there, miss. until, the Home Secretary walks in, or the Foreign Secretary even.
Home Secretary comes in, tea.
A sexy tea lady enters. A bit of a mischievous grin on her face and a low-cut top.
Played by Pierce Brosnan.
Mamma Mia, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so, what the Foreign Secretary comes in.
Foreign Secretary comes in and he's like, there is one man from the foreign embassy on the ground. It's like, well, get him out there, damn it. It's like, he may not be the man for the job. Let me tell you, Minister, he's the only man for this job.
Oh. This is so good. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sort of just captivated. I'm not really adding anything to it. It's like a lovely little radio play. I don't normally get dialogue.
I'm just sitting there like, you got to talk now. Okay, Rick. So there's only one man for the job, and I'm assuming that it's Ben Smithington.
It is. It's Ben Smithington. We cut back now to a hotel room. It's dark. We see bottles of Malbec thrown all over the place, large flank steaks, and perhaps something else stereotypically Argentinian. Perhaps
a third cliche.
Perhaps a man ignoring a woman.
White and blue striped shirts.
He's there, passed out, tears on his face, crying away. He's just been locked up in his room. His heart's broken. And the phone rings. Ring, 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 ring. He picks up. He's like, hello. He's like, Ben? It's like, yes? It's like, it's the Prime Minister. Like, Mrs. Thatcher, I'm sorry, you've got me at a bad time. I've got you at the worst time, my lad.
Amazing. Okay, come on, carry on. I just don't want to disturb you.
Ben, right now, 2,000 British citizens are being held at gunpoint by these argy bastards. Maybe we can't say that.
You didn't.
Very
Maggie
good.
Thatcher did.
Very good.
The bitch.
Did you hear her?
You're the only man we have near the ground. If we don't get you out there to find a peaceful solution, there will be blood spilled on British soil for the first time since months ago with the IRA.
The first time in days.
I don't know if I'm the man who can do this. You have to do this, Ben. These people need you. Your country needs you. I need you. And hearing that need that Vicky Liz didn't have for him, or Lizzie Vic.
Oh.
That's his vote. He's like, I need to be needed. He's like, all right, I'll get out there. He's like, see to it you do. Those people need you. You're their only hope. I can only imagine.
Is she being beamed out, by the way, like Princess Leia at this point?
She's gently pulling the phone away from her voice.
I'm going into a tunnel.
Help me, Ben Smithington.
I can only imagine how frightened they are. Smash cut. We're back in the Falklands. We are in a village hall setting. And this is where we start to bring in a little more of our last of the summer wine, carry on Dad's Army energy.
Someone going down a hill in a bathtub. Yeah, nice.
So we cut to it's a lot of grumpy looking people. They're wearing woolen jumpers.
In Argentina.
There's exactly the kind of people you would expect there to be there. We have Jim Broadbent. We've got Timothy Spall. We've got
Bill Nye.
Yeah,
he's got to be in there.
Yeah.
And Jim, who you were about to say there before you were cut off. We've got.
No, I wasn't going to say.
Just trying to yes and you into an answer there.
A consummate professional, Timothy.
John Virgo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Is he not cancelled?
They're all cancelled.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, right. So they're all there doing
They're
frumpy things.
They're like, bro, what the bloody hell? They're kicking up a fuss. And Pedro Pascal is like, quiet, silencio. Like, oh, so then we start to have a bit of this. We have a bit of this school days vibe. He's the sort of grumpy head teacher, and these are these like rapscallions who are hell bent on not falling down to him. Like, your island is captured. They are not coming to save you. You will either bend to the will of Argentina, or I will break you.
Oh wow!
It's quite sexy, Pascal, isn't it?
What's he? Has he got any torture methods?
Yes, he pushes people out of helicopters and he pushes them with cattle prods in the classic South American fascist manner.
I thought it was going to be like stuff that's not British. Like, they'll just start using the metric system that they didn't have in 1982, or did they? And all those types of things.
Yes, he makes them eat flaky phyllo pastry pies rather than short crust.
Nice, yeah.
The bastards.
Yeah, the trifle doesn't use ladyfingers or shortbread. It
No sherry.
no, it's made with a different fortified wine, a vermouth.
Gives them a chili con carne. That didn't exist in 1982.
Yeah, he starts tearing out all the ale taps, replacing them only with casks of Malbec wine. He starts slaughtering all the lambs. There's none of that. It's only Argentinian beef. He said, we have smash cuts of all these changes going around. He's like, you will learn to love your new existence in the great, free, democratic republic of Argentina.
Oh wow!
To which Jim Broadbent, he stands up. And he's like, well, there's an old saying, isn't there? The reed that bends doesn't break. But something I learned when I was growing up. You can bend a man over and you can break a reed on him. They all start cheering. I was like, settle down. Lock that man up. So they go to grab Jim Broadbent and start locking up. He's like, anyone else who interferes will have a similar fate. And then they all march out. They, goose step out. And they're just sitting around and just like, well, what are we going to do? So we can't just give in to these bastards. We've got to fight back. What are we going to fight back with? We've got nothing. They've taken all our guns. They took our ale. They took our pies.
Is it chicken run?
I don't want to be in Argentina.
I love it. Okay, so we've got a rebellion on our hands.
We'll just do what we've always done out here as Falklanders. We'll make do. And we'll make mischief.
Okay.
Let's fork them up.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I imagine now we have like a kind of some sort of montage of different hijinks.
We're gonna leave it at this point and go back to Ben Smithington.
The episode.
Yeah,
The islands.
No, keep going.
We're at Ben. So we're as it sits here, we have Ben Smithington is arriving. He's an Argentinian military vessel. They've given him safe passage because he is to come there to be the negotiator.
Yeah.
So he's kind of sitting there. He's way out of his depth. He's not at this level. He's a pencil pusher. He's just a bag boy, a page, an aide. One more euphemism that you can give yourself. The best describes the fact that he's he's junior level. He's IC2. He's not in the position here to be making these decisions, but he knows he has to do it and pull himself together. So he's nervous. He's surrounded by all these Argentinian tough guys. Yeah. And he's like, excuse me, when am I going to get to talk to the Generalissimo? Quiet, you! The Generalissimo. You should be so lucky to speak to the Generalissimo. No. You are going to deal with the ball breaker. And he is terrified now because he knows what happens to testicles in Argentina. They get fried, they get pulled, they get crushed, they get chopped. So he's like, oh my God, what have I got myself into?
5 minutes into his job, he's immediately getting bollock torture.
He's there in the waiting room, and they start laughing. There's some opportunities here for them speaking in Spanish language. We see the subtitles; they're hilarious jokes. They're in the original script. That's with another production studio at the moment.
We can do the funny bits later.
Yeah. We don't want to waste your time with jokes here. We want to get to the serious matter of explaining the
This is
nature of
mostly
this
about
film.
fantastic Argentinian accents.
Yeah. So eventually they just start laughing. He's like, "What's so damn funny?" He's like, "Your counterpart is here." So they walk out the door. He's sweating there. The door opens. Pause for a moment, and then enters in the ballbuster, played by Penelope Cruz.
Whoa!
Because it's a woman.
Oh.
Now, remember, we're in 1982.
Yep.
We're in Argentina. This is an unexpected shock. Whereas obviously now, these women pilots, these women everything. There's nothing new to it here. But in the day, that's where it's shocking. So we'll encounter some, mild sexism from a point of ignorance here. But part of the journey that Ben Smithington's going to go on is learning to overcome that.
Does he ask? He's like, I'm sorry, can I have a male ball buster, please?
Sounds like it's gone to a pet shop.
So anyway, she walks in, sits down, is like, "You look very rattled, senor." He's like, "Well, I when I heard there was a ball buster, I was expecting." You were expecting Well, no, not the woman. Well, no. Tell me, Senora. I believe your boss is quite a ball-busting woman.
Very good.
Very good.
Touche. I guess I was worried about the more literal ball-busters. Who are your bosses?
I just imagine he's fully erect this entire scene. As soon as she came in the room.
It's not. He's just saluting.
Yeah.
Well, Senor Smithington, or should I say Ben, enough kicking about the ball. It's time to get to the real game.
I'm dropping bloody Ben.
It's a lovely Big Ben.
Okay. Yeah. Did she call him Big Ben?
Sure. No. Let's save that. Let's save that.
Yeah.
When perhaps their relationship takes a different turn.
When the time's right.
Hey, what a clanger!
Bong.
Let's get to this matter. These islands that you claim are Argentinian. We have come to claim them back for the Argentinian people. The people that you have here are surplants. They are planted out here to take and colonize our land. We are taking them back regardless. Well, let me tell you, these lands were won, and these lands were turned to what they are today by hard-working Brits. It's their land, not yours, not even mine. But me and the British Army will defend it to the death if we have to. Well, you best hope that we don't have to get to that, Mr. Smithington. Because a lot of people will die. The stakes couldn't possibly be higher.
I'll just do the stakes.
In 3 weeks, the task force is going to be here to grab this from your hands regardless. So I suggest you find a way to work it out with me that saves their lives. I suggest you find a way to turn that border on. So we have two people. They are on opposite sides of the fence here. He's like, I will discuss this more with you, senor, but it looks like you need a little sleep and maybe a shower.
Everything feels like a sexual undertone.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
I just wait for the tension to break.
Yeah. She didn't bust any of his balls.
Yeah, they just had a stern chat.
Yeah, well, that's ball busting.
She's got no equipment. She's like, what did you think I was going to do?
Yeah.
You pig.
Yeah, ball buster in Argentina actually means a light conversation.
Yeah. He'd already preemptively taken his trousers off. Like, ready.
Anyway, they take a break. He goes back to the town. He goes to meet the governor there, to meet the people there, and he's like, I'm here from the Foreign Office. Like, you're a bit too bloody late, aren't you, lad? We're bloody surrounded by these lads with guns. They've taken our sheep, they've taken our oil, they've taken our old damn island. What the hell are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to... You're going to stir at them? So they have no time for this guy. He's like, well, diplomacy is our only hope if we're to avoid bloodshed. Avoid bloodshed? I tell you, lad, we want as much bloodshed as we can get at these bloody bastards. So he's got these mad lads to deal with. He's got the ball buster. He's got Argentinian soldiers all around him. This is too much for Ben. He is starting to sweat and he's starting to feel the panic.
Oh. Okay.
Now he's starting to sweat.
Yeah, now he's sweating even more.
Yeah.
Like the guy in Airplane.
Yeah, they're like...
Turns out it's actually quite difficult.
Right. Okay, right, so it's on.
It's on. The pressure's on from all around. It's like, if you look, listen, lad, you go chat away here. We're going to take things into our own hands. We've got a cunning plan.
Oh.
Is it poisoning the pies? No.
Yeah, just holds the pies behind his back. With a little poison, like a little Jolly Roger flag at the top.
Yeah, they have sheep costumes behind their back. They have shears. They have a roll of barbed wire.
That's all they know. That's all they know is pints and sheep.
Yeah, pints and sheep. That's the life. That's Falky life.
Big fake Argentinian town.
Yeah.
If I see the boats, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Okay.
All right, so smash cut to the next day. It's the next round of negotiations. We cut into the middle of them. It's the ball buster. It's Senorita Vida Perón. Not related.
It's a coincidence.
Okay. Okay, right. So negotiations are starting.
We smash cut. We're in the middle of negotiations, so we can see, there's a couple of cups of coffee on the table. There's some spread out papers, and he's like, that's not going to work for us. Like, well, what more do you want me to do? We want you to leave. He's like, I cannot leave, and I can't leave this room until we come up with an agreement. He's like, why do you British care so much about this island? Because we don't give up. It's like, we don't abandon our people to fascism.
Oh.
Unlike you. Abandon our people. Fascism saved our people.
Was it a fascist government?
Yeah. Well, I mean, most military juntas end up going to the right.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, I'm sure General Perron had a very different view of his impact.
The weather was lovely.
Look, I mean, as you guessed at this stage, the British are the heroes of this film, so they're fascists.
We don't often get to be the heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, I assure you, certainly not in my mind.
I can't wait for the second one. The Northern Ireland special.
Right.
The IRA won.
It's like that Man in the High Castle. Have you seen that series on Amazon Prime? It's where the Nazis won the Second World War, and then America is now.
Big fan of it, were you?
Loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Felt very comfortable watching that, didn't you?
God, I haven't put my.
Are you
hat
sure
on.
Argentinians were fascists? Are you sure they were? I think they were all right.
A lot of good ideas, as far as I knew. Seemed like the country worked.
But I didn't say anything. But that was quite obviously me. Okay, right. So we're in negotiations with the Poor Buster. And the British won't give up the islands. That's why they're keeping them.
Yeah. They're trapped in a loop. They've nothing to offer. They want to go anything there. Something needs to break this. And eventually, he's like, you know what? You don't understand me, and I don't understand you. Let me show you the British way. And then
I smell a dance routine.
closes up on her with a bit of a big eyebrow, like, okay. Cut to, we're outside in the grass, and a game of cricket's been set up.
Oh, yes.
We have a load of Argentinian soldiers just looking at wickets and balls, very confused. We have some of the locals who are there, they're away there, and he's like, cricket is the ultimate British sport. It's been around forever. It's all over the world, even though nobody quite knows how it got there or if it should stick around. And it's all about fair play and determination. I think you'll learn a lot more about us by playing this game. And so they play a wacky game of cricket where there's all sorts of, little bits of cheating, messing around. As this goes on, we start to see, a bit of a smile from her. She's starting to soften. She's starting to see a little bit about Ben. In the background, we see some of our previous gentlemen skulking around.
Oh,
the hijinks gang.
So he's like, I can't believe we're missing out on the only game of cricket here in the last 2 weeks. Shut up. We got more important things than cricket to do.
Get more of them Jolly Rogers in them pies.
So they're going around. They're going over to all the, the tanks, the trucks that are there, the helicopters, and they're like, right, get to it, lads. And they do the little thing where you put a pipe in, you chew it on, you spit it out, and they start funneling out all the petrol. So you see they're funneling the petrol out of all these devices. And they're spitting out oh my God, that's almost as bad as your ale, Tom.
this is spectacular.
Anyway.
Still nicer than them bloody Malbecs, isn't it? I'd rather drink piss.
Oh, so you do still have some of your ale left, Tom?
This is fucking brilliant. Okay. Right. So the petrol's been siphoned.
Yeah. Petrol's being siphoned there to the mischief. Cuts back into our cricket game, and so, it's all to play for. The wickets by the previous team are at a point amount that whatever could be done here. So the Argentinians went first.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen one game of cricket, so let me go for this here. And correct me if I'm wrong very quickly.
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
The Argentinians bowled first, batted first, and they've got a load of wickets. And now the Brits are batting, and it's up to this last bowl to see if they can get enough points to win.
Sounds like the cricket World
Final
Cup.
over, yeah.
Yeah. The final over, and so so it's down to Ben. His name was Ben, wasn't it?
Ben
Smithington.
Smithington.
Yeah, it's down to Ben. Ben's going to bowl and...
Our little James Bond.
Oh, wait, yeah. So Ben's batting. I said that right. He's batting.
All right, Ben's batting.
He's batting, and then he'd run and he'd get the final wickets to get a better score, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the final ball, and it's like, it's all down to this.
Ben is batting, and then the ball buster's bowling the ball.
Just the ball thrower.
Yeah. Well, he's about to be like, I guess I might be about to see why you're called the ball buster.
A bit of smack talk, a bit of sexy smack talk.
Yeah. So
If I get this, I'll take you out for dinner.
she rolls the ball. It's a bloody good one. He hits it, and it smacks out, and you can see it's going fast. He drops the bat. He's running away, and as it goes, it cracks her in the leg, and she falls down in serious pain. And instead of running to get his wickets, he runs to her to see that she's okay.
Oh.
He's like, my God, are you all right? He's like, what are you doing? You could win this game. He's like, there's more to life than winning games. There's honor. And he picks her up.
Is he
In the meantime, the Generalissimo's been playing this. He picks up the ball, throws it to the guy at the back, and he's like, "You are out, Britain. You are out." And he laughs. He laughs as his braid. He's got so many braids and medals. They're jangling there. He picks her. He's like, "Good work, my dear."
Is he firing pistols in the air?
How's that?
Yeah, machine gun fire is going up from all the Argentinians. They're celebrating. The locals are looking at him. They're raging. They're like, this fucking idiot. He can't do anything right.
Back to the pavilion.
Anyway, that's it. So, cuts to, it's a room with the two of them. She's sitting down. He's like, are you all right? She's like, Jess, I would be fine. I still cannot believe that you threw that game away for this. He's like, well, I think that's the real thing I wanted you to get out of it here. That there's more than playing games. There's more than racking up scores. It's about doing the right thing. Protecting the people on this island is doing the right thing. And we'll do what it takes to do that too.
He hurt her. He hit her with the bat, though.
No. The ball. He hit the ball and the ball hit her. That happens. He didn't beat her up with a bat.
We're now in
I thought he ran past and clocked her.
Slag!
How's that?
We cut to a courtroom.
There's a fucking sleeping dog.
Okay, right. So at this point, what's happening now with the Mischief Gang?
The Mischief Gang are in a sheep shed, and they've tried to create a radio. So they've taken a load of mishmash materials. They've taken a car transmitter. They have a radio tower, and they're just like pumping out. They're like, hello. This is Falkland 1. This is the Falkland Resistance. Les Resistance to anyone out there. Can we find the task force? We're like, hello.
It's pretty good for a car battery and a fork.
It's just a potato. There's always a potato involved.
The Irish.
Hello. Have we found the British Navy? He's like, this is Navy Commander Destroyer. And we'll use an accurate name of a ship that was involved. The Ted Heath.
Very nice.
HMS Ted Heath.
HMS Ted Heath. Okay.
Carried lots of young sailors. And yeah, it's like, oh my, we found him, lad. Shh. Right. We need you to get over here and clear out these bastards from our island. We're going to help you as the resistance. We'll do everything we can to get ready for them. Under no circumstances are you to engage those Argentinians. We've got everything under control here, boys. Smash cut to, it's below deck. The boys are fucking partying. It's loads of paras. It's loads of the SAS. They're just like smashing beers. It's like, yeah, who dares fucking dancing? Prince Andrew's there. He's got his top off. He's laughing with everyone. They play a game of Soggy Biscuit. He loses.
Not sweating.
Not a drop of sweat on him, even though everyone else is clearly very hot.
He could still sweat before the Falklands.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely soaking. He's soaking like a soggy pizza in Woking.
He's wet as a penguin.
Soaking wet, Andrew.
Okay. So we have the boys on the boat are all having a party. They're ready. They're ready to fuck some shit up.
Yeah, the boys are there. We have the chief general commander. He's like, under no circumstances engage them. We are 3 days out. There is no need for you to interfere. A British Royal Commando battalion is ready to invade the island. You will be free in 3 days' time.
We can't wait that long.
So how do they take this news?
Signal cuts out at that moment. They're like, what? Wait, hello? Bloody hell! What are we going to do for 3 days? They take their tops off.
Well, they're in the shed.
I've been waiting to do this all bloody year.
I wish I could quit you.
Okay. Right. So, I imagine what's coming up is the most disgusting graphic sex scene involving war, pies, and I'd like to think the radio cuts back in and they don't know, and it's being broadcast back.
Just listening to 4 old men fucking.
Let's not recreate that in sound.
Yeah. Let's leave that in the imagination of the viewer.
The theatre of the mind.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll even just do a cheap cut later where it comes back to they just like they come out and they've tans. It's like, that tanning machine you left in here is lovely. Gonna look all bronzed like one of them soldier boys.
Is there a need for a tanning machine in Argentina in April?
I love the Mischief Gang. I really do.
The Mischief Gang are top tier favourites.
Yeah.
I love them.
Okay, so do we? What happens over those 3 days?
Okay, so next, we're here now. Our next thing is we're back with the ballbuster. She's got a little wrap around her ankle. We can see that 'cause she wears not a very short skirt, but enough to see a little bit of leg. And we can see that her ankle's bandaged up there. She's with the ball and she's with again Releasimo. And Pedro Pascal, he's fuming. He's like, what the hell are you doing with the Smithington? The British are on their way. My men are going to put their lives on the line and die unless you can get them to give us this island. He's like, I'm doing everything I can. But these people, they're not like we imagine. They don't want to be controlled. They don't want to be broken. There is something alive in them. Something that we cannot pass out. If you do not snuff it out, I will snuff it out by the butt of the gun. You have one more day before I take charge of these negotiations. And I will not use my words.
Why is he not in charge from the start? Why is he just letting a bunch of 4 old men cause mischief on his island? It's like the English are coming. I'm going to take charge. No, please, 2 more days.
Some mad bastards poisoned all the pies.
Someone's pissed away all the Malbec. I'm so thirsty.
There's no petrol anywhere.
None of the cars go.
Into the microphone. Okay, right. So
Someone nicked me tan in bed.
Is this the action scene?
No. No, we're nowhere near that yet. No, this is she's back at the negotiating table. He's there. He's like, right, what have we got to discuss today? And she's kind of looking down. She's clearly looking upset. He's like, come on, haven't lost the game yet, have you? Still got a bit of spark. She's like, I've learned to understand a little more about the British. I want you to understand the Argentinian. It's like, all right, how can we do that? There is one simple way to understand the passion of the Argentine. Smash cut. They're in the local community hall where we were having the meeting before. The chairs have all been cleared up.
Just punching footballs into the goal.
A young Lionel Messi walks in.
Well, music starts to play. And she takes him hand behind the back, hand with the arm. She's like, in Argentina, we are about fluidity, about movement. We are never still. We are always constantly flowing like a river. A river that is pushed by passion. That is the tango.
Fucking tango.
So they, she teaches him to swirl and dance, and she's leading him, and then eventually he takes the lead. She's like, oh, now you understand. He's like, yes, I do.
Yes,
that's what the British do. Take lead where they don't belong.
Okay. All right. So they do the tango.
They do the tango. The passion is there, and just as the moment comes, he looks her in the eye. They're there. He leans in for a kiss. The door bursts open. The Generalissimo is there.
I thought it was going to be Vicky for some reason. I thought she was coming back. Sorry.
Well,
oh.
he walks in. He's like, Senor, a letter for you. Of course, there are no secrets here.
So this is the Generalissimo.
Yeah.
Delivering mail.
This is the Generalissimo delivering mail. He's like,
Who did you think that voice was? That's one of the old boys, was it?
yeah, we could have had a...
There's no secrets here. Frank?
let me read it out for you. I'm sure my compatriot would be very interested to hear this. Dear Ben, I accept your proposal for marriage. I am, of course, always your loving Lizzie Vick.
Oh.
She looks at him.
I'm in your head. I'm in your head.
She is heartbroken.
Oh.
She can see the man that she was falling for, the life she was falling for, was a lie. He is a liar. And she explodes. You liar! This is what the British are. They get into a land that is not their own and they poison it. There can be no peace. There can be no compromise. And he says, Generalissimo, he's all yours.
Is she in charge now?
What is the chain of command of the Argentinian army? Because he could have just explained that to her.
Well,
He's like, yeah, I am. I have been since day one.
Well, much like the other Evita Perón, she plays a really strong backseat driving role.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So she's now a woman scorned.
She's a woman scorned. She's a woman hurt. And now Ben Smithington is trying to do a classic. And boom, over the head with a cattle prod from the Generalissimo.
God, he loves that.
I imagine it's got it's decorated as well. It's got like a silver handle.
There's ironically no cattle now. I haven't seen one for days.
If it's brought a sheep, it might explode.
They don't use cattle prods on cattle in Argentina. Just dissidents. just poets, union workers.
I'm going to read that.
Widows.
Oh, God. Okay. Right. So the Generalissimo has now bashed Ben Smithington over the head with his custom cattle prod.
Yeah, and it's a blackout until he has wake up and he looks out and he is tied to a cenotaph. And I assume there's a cenotaph because it's a British town.
Yeah, just for Jimmy's benefit, what's a cenotaph?
That's one of those large obelisk pillars that are used to commemorate war dead.
Oh.
I think these cenotaphs.
Do you know what? I was going to tell you them, but then when you pulled the "Don't for Jim," I was like, no, I'm going to let him burn for this.
Jesus. I'm not a witch.
It's Halloween. Right. Okay, so he's tied to a cenotaph.
Yeah, he's tied there. He starts looking around. He sees his Argentine soldiers everywhere. They're loading bullets into their guns. They're smoking cigarettes. They're drinking Malbec. He's like, what on earth is going on? He's like, the Generalissimo's there. He's like, you are about to witness the might of the Argentinian army as we repel your British invasion force.
Oh, it's going to be like just them, like 4 guns.
It's all a big ruse.
And he's like, what the hell? You can't possibly beat back our attack force. He's like, no, but we can die trying. And at this point he realizes the Generalissimo is fucking insane.
You will. You will. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
They've got a warship.
And this is where we cut into the hardcore action film. It jumps back in. The boys who are having a laugh before are now getting ready. They are loading up their machine guns. They are putting on their battle armor. They're getting to the fort. Their helicopters taking off. Their amphibious landing craft getting ready to go. And just as it cuts, as we take scenes from all this, it's that same general that we saw on the radio. He has his head in his hands. He's contemplative. He looks up and he says, begin the operation.
During the montage of all the British soldiers getting ready,
Andrew's eating a pot of jam with a spoon.
He's just kissing all of his teddy bears. Can we keep cutting?
He's wiping off a very sweaty forehead before he gets into a Vulcan bomber.
Can we keep cutting to the mischief gang doing basically the same thing, but suiting up with like links of sausages?
Yeah. They're getting outside. They're putting over some stolen Argentinian military garb.
They make
like World War I helmets going on.
They make like a bazooka out of a pipe and a chicken.
They have British Army outfits from the film Zulu. They've red coats, white ivory helmets, muskets.
Not to see the white of their bloody eyes, boys.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. And the guns are like,
Muskets.
Yeah. Muskets, a crossbow,
Someone's got a sling.
a slingshot.
a tomahawk.
What were they getting?
Just the kind of general racist paraphernalia you pick up when you're a 60-year-old British man who lives in a colony.
Okay. Right. So we're all ready to go.
Yeah.
All guns blazing.
All guns blazing.
It's been an honour, boys.
And start the operation.
Start the operation, and now it's pure chaos. There are bullets flying there, there are brains blowing up, there's explosions going all over the place. There's Argentinians freaking out, trying to go into a helicopter. There's no petrol, it doesn't take off. A missile hits it, it explodes. And Smithington is tied to that thing, and he's seeing this all. He's like, "You're mad! This is a senseless waste of life." He's like, "To die for your country is a senseless waste of life." Generalissimo is firing a handgun.
Gold.
just out to the beach. Just wildly.
Oh, yeah, I like the idea as well that there's all this high-tech stuff. There's Harrier jump jets flying over, like precision bombs, and then like and then right next to it you've got like the mischief gang like tripping people over with sheep's intestines or something like that.
Just coming out and bonking someone on the head. Oh, I got one.
Yeah. While all this is going on, we cut away. We are at a ship pulling into port in Losport South that we previously discussed, which is the closest most southerly port to the Falklands. And there is the Bullbuster. She is looking sad, and she is just disembarking a boat. And as she walks by, she sees Lily James standing at the edge of the pier.
Hunting for salmon.
That was
yeah.
Lizzie Vick.
Vick.
Yeah, that's Lizzie Vick. Sorry.
Bad news for you. That was the first time I ever remembered a name that was brought up earlier in the film.
Lily James, 6'3".
500 pounds.
Yeah, broad shoulders, swiping at the ocean.
Salmon
Asleep.
blood just dripping down her face. Okay, right. So she meets Lizzie Jukes, whatever.
Lizzie Vicks.
Yeah, Lizzie Vicks.
And she walks by her there. She's like, "You look like you're waiting for someone." He's like, "Oh well, yes, I'm waiting for my husband." She's like,
The bitch.
"You are Lizzie Viggs?" Like, yes. You might know my soon-to-be husband, Ben Smithington. Well, if he makes it back from here, I'm hoping he doesn't.
Ooh.
A declaration of marriage to a dead foreign officer. Well, it's a better life than I could get with his brother that I was planning on having.
What's his brother's name?
His brother's name is William Smithington.
I thought he was going to be jamming.
Will Smith.
If he's definitely played by Will Smith, I will hear nothing of it. I just want one photo of reference.
Yeah, why couldn't he be?
William Smithington. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so Will Smith is William, the brother of Ben Smithington, who has been having it away with Lizzie Vick.
Yeah, she realizes this. The Bullbuster, it all clutches. This woman's a liar. He did love her. And she turns to her and she says, "Fuck you, bitch."
It's not the strongest dialogue you've had so far, is it?
Yeah, no, it's really
Gets out of cattle prod.
She's like, no, scratch that. It's not in the original script. She turns, she's like, "What an interesting story. Sorry, I did not introduce myself. They call me the Bullbuster." She says, "Oh, well, I should be safe then." She says, "Not quite." And she pulls out the cricket ball and cracks her across the face.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Takes her jaw clean off.
You're out.
Oh yeah.
How's that? She gets back to the boat and she says, "Turn this boat around. I need to get to my man." So now we've got an absolute race against time. She is trying to get back to the island in time to save Ben. The task force is trying to move its way up the beachhead to save the island. The mischief makers are trying to hone in on the Generalissimo. As they're stalking through the building, trying to find him, seeing where he's hidden. They burst inside a shed, and who's there? Jim Broadbent, who was previously taken away to be punished.
Oh, he's back. I didn't realise he had been let go. I thought he was just let go the next day.
No. He'd been taken away there. And they're like, "My God, Mr. Mayor, how are you?" "I've never been so awful. I've had more Malbec than I can count. Cheap Argentinian beef. And they've snapped a fair few reeds on me. I know that's not what Jim Broadbent sounds like, but here we are.
I've not had chips for days.
Okay.
From Yorkshire.
Get him out, get him out. They untie him, they take him out there. He's like, take a gun, sir. Let's go get him. He's like, oh, don't you worry. I've got exactly what I need. And he goes down and he pulls up a reed. So cut back to our Generalissimo and Ben. There's gunfire everywhere. There's less soldiers that were there. His troops are falling down. He's like, you have to concede. Don't you care for the lives of your men? Don't you care that this island that you fought, that you've given for, could be left nothing but ash and blood? Is blood and soil what you want? Is that what drives you? He turns around and says, you can never understand what drives a man like me. You are not a man. You are an insect. You know what we do to insects, don't you?
They keep them as pets.
No. You swat them. So he pulls out a cattle prod. Yes. And as he's coming up towards him with the electricity blowing there, Ben's like, oh. It gets knocked out of his hand by a cricket ball.
Yeah! She made it in time. That was a fast fucking boat.
Yeah. We'll intercut that scene to right before the task force lands to give it a bit more believability. But anyway, he's like, what on earth? He's like, forgetting something? Nah, no, that doesn't tie in with anything.
It's over.
Says it, forgetting something. Yeah.
I'm in charge for the third time. You're really not.
Love it.
Like, Generalissimo. What the hell are you doing here? He's like, there's something I didn't give you. What? My resignation.
Oh, very formal.
Yeah, she pulls out 2 handguns, crosses them over her arms, starts firing. Boom, 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 boom. Soldiers start running around. He jumps down. There's a gunfight absolutely kicking off here.
So she just starts murdering Argentinians.
Yeah.
She's gone all in, hasn't she?
She's the ball breaker.
Yeah.
Well,
one game of cricket and she's switched sides.
Well, these people aren't fighting for anything. She's fighting for something now.
Yeah. I love it.
Love.
The idea. She's got some ale, which is actually petrol now, and then just blowing out. The fuck?
I like it.
You know, it's fighting. It's all kicking off down there. Again, Generalissimo is firing back. You know, they have that classic, like, they're both behind a wall, jumping out, shooting. They're counting their bullets. They're going down to there.
On time crisis.
You know, yeah, he's, you know, fire away. You know, he's like, you're not a soldier, my princess, Evita. I was like, what? Senor Evita.
Madonna rocks up.
Yeah.
And I can tell for a fact you have no bullets left. Now I am almost in that situation, but I have one. He stands up. She stands up at the same time. He's like, so what shall I do with it? Should it go in you or in your mind?
Mildly sexually aggressive.
Anyway, Ben's there. He's like, don't sacrifice yourself. I came here for king and country. Queen? The 80s. I came here to fight for queen and country, and I'll take a bullet for it if that's what it takes. But I found something better for. Not something I want to die for. Something I want to live for. For you, Evita. Evita. A beautiful sentiment, senor. Let it be your last. And he goes to pull the bullet when what comes down crashing on his hand? But a reed. He turns around. These misfits are here. And they say,
the mischief gang.
We're taking our island back. This is Samwise Gamgee. I love you, Mr. Frodo.
I may not be able to take your island, but I can carry it.
Fuck's sake.
Oi, Generalissimo.
Oi, Generalissimo.
Remember me?
Do they think his name is Isimo?
Generalissimo.
What does it E stand for?
So then comes a comedic sense of like he beats him with the rod. He turns around. The other guy shoots an arrow in his foot. He's like, "Argh!" The other guy goes to blow up a musket, but it's very old, so it just kind of backfires and like smacks soot all over his
cartoon
face.
soot face.
Yeah. Until he's sort of running around there. He's standing over. The cenotaph is on the edge of a cliff as well. It overlooks the entire ocean where the task force is coming in. And he's backing up. He's losing his footing. And walks behind him, but his sheep.
Oh.
And as he's backing up, he hits on the sheep, loses his balance, and falls backwards into the ocean. And dies.
Oh, right. I thought he was going to still use his cattle prod to like grab onto the rock or something.
Oh, no, it falls into a dinghy. Next time. Next time, Gadget. And so now...
Oh, he dies.
So he dies. Generalissimo.
He's dead. The soldiers that are left see, they throw down their guns just as the SAS starts storming up the beach. The paratroopers are there. They're like, get the fuck out! The British soldiers, so they don't listen. They actually execute some of them.
Oh, God.
Director's cut.
Yeah.
Andrew comes charging off the boat with his teddy bears.
Save some of them for me, boys.
Andrew comes off, cuts the rope, tears him down. He said, "Good man, you're a bloody hero. Everyone will remember your name. When they think of the Falklands, they'll remember your name."
If anyone laughs, I was with you the whole time.
But yeah, they come out there. They release everything up. The locals are coming out. They're celebrating. They're handing out pints of ale that have been confiscated. Everyone's having a big laugh there, and it's just like, yeah. And then as it disperses, it's left to Ben. Turns around, he sees Evita. They go to embrace each other. They kiss, and he says, "Evita, I love you." She says, "Ben, I love you too."
I like you.
And they kiss. He's like, well, I hope I don't have to call you the ballbuster anymore. She says, "No, but if I can tell from the way you feel now, I'll have to start calling you Big Ben."
Yeah! Ding dong!
Status quo, rocking all over the world starts playing. Pans out.
The British national anthem plays.
Cuts back to Maggie and all the boys are there. They're having a dance.
Montage. Yeah.
A techno version of God Save the Queen.
Rick. Now, at this point in the show, is this the end?
That's the end.
Fucking
yes.
better be.
Yeah, that is the end.
At this point in the show, I usually recap for the guests, but genuinely, I was so enthralled that I just stopped writing.
Yeah,
I was absolutely captivated.
If you want to hear the film back, listen again.
Yeah, listen to it at 5 speed.
Yeah.
Rick, what's the name of this film?
This film is called Falkland in Love.
Oh, yes. Absolutely brilliant. Paul,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask you if we're going to make this film because
Yeah.
we're just going to make it.
I'll make it twice. I'll make it and a remake. I loved it.
Oh, well,
I want an Argentinian version. I want an English version.
Yeah, something a little more sensitive, perhaps, to some of the players.
Just as well, a big scene of the confusion of cricket. They're trying to read the rules upside down. Well, Rick, we're going to make this film. This has been absolutely brilliant, and thank you so much for coming in. And where can we find you on the socials?
My Instagram's private. I don't want anyone looking at my life. If I want people to see anything, I'll put it out there consciously.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah.
Well, in that case, keep an eye on the Pitch It Good social, and if Ricky's doing some stand-up comedy, which he's extremely good at, then you'll see it. You'll see it there. We'll post it up. Make sure people know.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Cheers, thank you very much. Wow.
Look forward to those long months we'll spend in Argentina together on location.
I'm gonna book flights now.
I want to go.
Yeah.
It's Argentina. Travel Argentina. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.